Hey friends, welcome back to the vlog. As usual, I'll be taking you through how I spend my day and we can all pretend like anyone actually cares. So I wake up at 7:57 AM just before my alarm goes off at 8. For 3 minutes, I feel like an absolute legend for being one of those people that wake up naturally without an alarm. After this bout of self-congratulatory pride, I proceed to spend 45 minutes lying awake in bed without my phone, literally just staring into space, and hating myself for wasting away when I could be getting up and being productive. At one point, I even wonder whether this could count as meditation, because then I'd be one of those morning routine Instagram people. But there's nothing intentional about it, it's just procrastination of the purest form. Anyway, I finally talk myself out of bed at 8:45, jump in the shower, sing a few Disney songs, brush my teeth, get changed and rip a pair of socks. At 9:20, I mindfully make myself a cup of coffee using the AeroPress and wonder if Matt D'Avella would approve. He actually commented on one of my Instagram posts the other day, which was obviously the best thing that's happened to me since I moved to the UK in 2003. I spend the next 20 minutes unboxing a new teleprompter that I'm experimenting with for scripted videos and a labeling machine to help me be more organized. From 9:45, I spend half an hour typing up some brief notes on my 11-inch iPad Pro. I had 3 different hangouts with friends yesterday, and because I'm really cool, I've started taking notes on these hangouts to remind myself of them later on. And then from 10:15, I spend the next 45 minutes wasting time on my phone, drinking coffee, cutting my nails, and doing a poo. At 11 AM, I finally start doing something productive. I bust out my brand new plus-sized Leuchtturm 1917 notebook, and I start planning out a talk that I'm giving later that evening at one of the Cambridge University colleges. The title for the talk is Time Management, Side Project, and Enjoying Life as a Medic. That's pretty broad, and I spend around 25 minutes trying to figure out the story that I want to try and weave around it. I spend the next 10 minutes reading about the diagnosis and management of ectopic pregnancies for a workshop that I'll be teaching in the afternoon. From 11:35, I spent an hour and a half gearing up to film a video with this new teleprompter thing. This teleprompter thing is pretty cool. It's like some sort of one-way glass, which means I can see stuff on screen, like there, but the camera can't see it, and this is just like pretty awesome. In that time, I realized that it's really hard to read from a teleprompter without looking and sounding like I'm reading from a teleprompter, and so I decided to screw it and film the video another time. I realized that I've been awake for 5 hours by this point, and other than a vague outline of my evening's talk, I've got practically nothing to show for it. I give a dark chuckle when I realize how many people see me as some sort of productivity guru. The internet really is a wonderful thing. At 1 PM, I cycle over to the Cambridge University School of Clinical Medicine to run a workshop at the Cambridge University Obstetrics and Gynecology Society annual conference. Look at that. Cambridge University Obstetrics and Gynecology Society. Inspiring talks, enthralling lectures, incredible workshops. So I actually designed this poster like 3 years ago, and they printed it out. So yeah. Nice to be back. For a few hours after grabbing some of the free conference food, I lead 3 rounds of the sexual health workshop for groups of around 20 medical students each. Alright, so I'm going to be running the sexual health workshop, it seems, and we've got 4 groups of 15 students, I think, that'll be rotating amongst the different workshops. We've got an obstetric station, there's a gynecology station, there's the sexual health station, and then there's a station where some of the students are talking about their electives in obs and gynae. And we've got these kind of models of vaginas to show how to do swabs for sexual health things. And we've got a role player who's going to pretend to be someone who's got excess vaginal discharge that's causing some problems. And so the job for the students in the workshop is going to be to take a history, figure out what's going on, get her background medical history and her obstetrics and gynecology history, and then do an examination on these kind of dummies, and then do a set of swabs. So they're going to be doing a high vaginal swab, an endocervical swab, and a chlamydia swab. And then we'll talk about how we'd send those off to the lab. And we've also got an element talking about cervical smears here. So the smear program is a screening program that helps catch early signs of cervical cancer. And so, women in the UK will be asked to do smear tests every 3 years from the age of 25. And that just looks at the cervix to see if there are any cells that are undergoing dyskaryosis, so changes that might lead to cervical cancer further down the line. And so the idea is that we'd get the students to talk about what the smear program involves and how to actually do a cervical smear themselves. At 5:15, I cycle back home and I plan to be super productive and film 3 videos in the next hour. But instead, I end up procrastinating on the sofa, doing absolutely nothing. It gets to 5:37 and I still haven't done anything useful. So I decide I'm going to get out of the rut by making myself a coffee and exercising my mind with an online course on Brilliant. Today, I work through the course on Advanced Computer Science, which is all about search engines. I've become interested in the idea of searching a bank of data while trying out different note-taking systems, and so this course was an incredibly interesting introduction to the different methods for searching. Brilliant has loads of other courses on maths, science, and computer science, all of which are interactive and make you think as you go along. After going through the first few chapters of the search engine course, I have a cheeky stab at today's daily challenge. After thinking about it for a few minutes, I fail at solving it, and then I kick myself after seeing the explanation because it was actually very doable if I thought about it in a smarter way. Anyway, if any of this sounds up your street, you should definitely sign up to Brilliant by going to brilliant.org/Ali, and the first 200 people to use that link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription. So thank you Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Anyway, after 20 minutes of doing the search engine stuff on Brilliant, I drive over to Girton College for my talk. I've been invited by the Girton Medics and Vet Society to speak about time management, side projects, and enjoying life as a medic. I'm there for around 2 hours, and I talk through my philosophy about financial independence, passive income, job fulfillment, and how to do fun stuff in your spare time. A few students stay afterwards to have a chat and get some cheeky photos, which makes me feel like a real celebrity. I drive back home by 8:45 p.m, and I spend the next 2 hours smashing my head against the wall trying to figure out how to use this bloody teleprompter well. I tell myself that I'm finally going to film these 3 videos that I planned for the day, but after over an hour of filming, I look at the footage and realize that it's just so obvious that I'm reading from something and doesn't look natural at all, so I end up scrapping all of those files. Oh well, learning how to do any new thing is always difficult at the start, and I'm sure that if I persevere, I'll one day be able to use a teleprompter like a pro, and that'll make it easier to film evidence-based videos where I'm talking about scientific studies and all that stuff. At 11 p.m, I pack my bags and drive an hour to the family home in St Albans, where I have dinner and hang out with my mum and brother, and my aunt and uncle who are visiting from Pakistan. We head to bed at 2 a.m, and so ends this day in the life vlog. If you watched this far, I hope it wasn't a complete waste of your time. Please remember to sign up to Brilliant at brilliant.org/Ali to help support the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Good night.